Like what she says, this was my most anticipated release of the year and it does not disappoint. Well, I'm unfortunately going to disappoint you by saying that this was not my most anticipated album of the year, and I expect this thing to disappoint. Why? Well, let me get into it. First of all, first sign I see is the first 2 songs here are the singles. A strange move. I don't really fully understand why they would do that. I don't usually see that. It usually doesn't make it so that I want to listen to the rest of the album if I am a huge fan of the singles. Maybe it's just giving you what you expect and then saying, well, if you like those, hopefully you'll sit around for the rest of it. Second of all, Fall Off Boy, okay, are rehashing the past. It seems like what they tried to do last time, which was totally branch out and do something completely different, backfired on them entirely, ended up being a total disaster, and they've decided, well, that didn't work, let's just go back to what everybody remembers from us. And honestly, I think that that is the most boring artistic move that they could have done, and it seems like they might actually agree. As honestly, I think the promotion of this album has been extremely slow and underground. Beforehand, it felt like they were like pushing all this shit out and doing new interesting things. I haven't heard shit about this album. I haven't heard anybody who's like been a longtime fan of this say, "Hey Bradley, you've got to listen to the new Fall Out Boy album. Oh my god, you got to hear this shit." No, this seems like a very low-key release. A bit of a strange circumstance, I guess. Yeah, I think the album cover is pretty bad also, you know, and again, I don't want to just go in like mocking and talking mad shit about every single thing on this album, but my first impression is, I don't know. I just don't really see this being something that I care that much about. And mainly, I'm not a huge fan of their oldest stuff. I think that it has a couple of highlights, but it wasn't really my generation. It really wasn't my style, and it was something I actually scoffed at growing up, regardless. In fact, I feel like with Fall Out Boy, it's been so hit or miss with me. I've enjoyed when they've taken ridiculous risks, even though I don't think that they've really paid off all that much. Yeah, this is looking to be a pretty boring listen. The promo for this thing has been huge. I don't know if it's how it's a low-key release. Well, Legoshi, I'd like to, maybe you could help fill me in then, because I feel like I haven't heard a whole lot about this project. I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot about it, and maybe you've seen more of a side of that, if you'd be okay with that. Yeah. Let's do a voice call. Let's do that. Ah, what the fuck? Is that new on Discord? Is that a thing now? First single here, Love from the Other Side, sounded like a rehash. I don't really see why everyone was hyping this up so much, as literally everything about this felt like something that they had treaded before, but just like rearranged in a way to make you think that it's different when it didn't feel different at all. And I don't remember Heartbreak feels so good at all. Yeah, that's about all I know about this project. The overall reception of this thing is actually quite positive. Seems like critics and fans are both pretty much satisfied. I mean, this score is incredible if you look at the last project. I mean, goddamn. I mean, even look at this lineup of projects here. It seems like with Mania being their last project, this is more than double in terms of the reception. But again, I haven't seen a whole lot of risks, so I'm afraid that I'm not going to really care that much about it, even though the general reception is positive. As much as I dislike Pete Wentz's writing, Infinity on High is still a great album. I think I remember enjoying that project. I thought that was a fun one. That was one that was actually kind of creative and interesting. Lego, she's not picking up. Oh, there you are. What's up?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
All right. Well, feel free to explain the promotion of this album, or community reaction. Whatnot.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it's this has been the biggest gap in their discography ever between albums, because they had like a 5-year breakup after Folio Do. This has dragged out even longer than that. So in some ways, it's kind of been the equivalent to a second hiatus and like a reset point for the band. They dropped Mania, which, look, I mean, I will defend that album to the grave. I think that's a really good record, even if it's not what a lot of people expect or want out of Fall Out Boy. But obviously, the reception to that, and also the fact that even if it was well received, it was just such a left turn for the band stylistically.
Yeah, it was so different. Yeah, really,
yeah.
It was huge. I mean, it was like everything about what I knew about them seemed to just sort of switch up.
What I liked about Mania is that it's incredibly different, but at the same time, every time I listen to it, I'm like, no one else is going to be able to make this album besides Fall Out Boy. Like, it is really different for them, but it contains all of their creative DNA.
Yeah, even though I'm not a fan of it, I do have to agree that, like, there is something distinctly Fall Out Boy about the project that I feel like their previous albums were kind of leading up to.
Yeah, like, the strange all over the placeness of it is something that could only come from them.
So this album is kind of like their reset button, in a way, you're saying?
It's complicated, because a lot of people look at the cover art being, like, a bit edgier looking and hear the lead single and the louder guitars in the mix and think, oh, they're just going to do, like, a let's just go back and do what is safe and easy to do album. But like, they were really upfront, like from the beginning of the promo of this thing, that this is not a rehash album. This is not like, oh, here's Sugar, we're going down. They thought about, well, what if we make an album that feels like a culmination of everything we've done over our discography, but also bringing in its own thing. So like, you can listen to this thing and like, you can find something to like about it, no matter what era of the band you like.
I'm hoping that with the way that you're explaining it, how it's a little something for everyone, that not necessarily it's going to be a rehash of all these different styles, but like they are doing these things, but maybe adding on to them. So I'm hoping that that's what I get out of this, though I do appreciate the context on this. All right, you guys, with that being said, we got a little bit more context from someone who is actually a fan of Fall Out Boy, so hopefully that can help us maybe guide me in a way that's going to be more positive. And with that being said, first song, Love from the Other Side, which admittingly I have had stuck in my head for a little bit.
In life, there's people that hustle. In life, there's people that grind.
Okay. This part reminds me, and I'm going to, I mentioned this when I first heard the song. That. Sound of the song is pretty alright. It does sound a little, I guess, dull. I will say, I know, dull, but more like in the way of like dulled down intentionally, where it kind of gives the vocals more of a chance to shine. It's one of these stylistic changes I kind of see with this kind of music. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but it is something that's worth mentioning. It kind of, I feel like, could fall under the category of compression. I think that the song overall is a solid tune, and I think it works for a more pop-centric style. I think the song's catchy. I kind of like some of the lyrics, but it also is somewhat going over my head. Remember that Kanye remix of the Fall Out Boy song? I showed Tina that this morning. I don't really know what this song's all about, boy, but I'm hanging with Fall Out Boy and they nuts hang all out, boy. The song does more right than wrong, and the more I listen to it, the less I feel like I'm upset by things being very predictable and somewhat rehashed. Not entirely, but there is like a lot of familiarity with this. But I still think the song's good overall. Thank you, Patrick Bateman, for joining the Bread Army. This would be 1,000 times better with political commentary from Ronnie Radke. Gil, you haven't been here in a while, but it's like you never left. Thank you for the incredibly insightful comments. Love from the Other Side is just a really solid rock song that's very well assembled. It's one that I feel like is very catchy. It's got me singing along with it. Yeah, the more I listen to it, the better I like it. Smiley ball. Good track. Yeah, it's one of those that I feel like it's been put on my plate enough, and every time I hear it, I'm like, I feel more and more satisfied with the sound of it, so, yeah, not bad. Next song, Heartbreak Feels So Good. Apparently, this is, I think Tina said that one of her friends was in the music video for this one. After every fourth bar. Okay, sounds like Brendan Urie, seriously. That's what I thought about Fall Out Boy for years. It's just one of those instances where the more you're exposed to both artists, the less they sound like each other. But if you don't know the genre all that well, then yes, they sound literally exactly the same. Just like how the lead singer of AJR sounded exactly like Tyler Joseph for the longest time for me when I didn't listen to either of them. I mean, yeah, as much as I say that they're rehashing, and I don't, again, I'm not shooting down that statement I said earlier, but, yeah, these are songs that, like, I can imagine fans are going to love. It is just kind of giving people what they would like, but it's not just a rehash, like Legoshi was saying. These are good songs. Like, these are actually very solidly put together. Even if, yeah, if some of this is kind of cliche, it is sort of retreading ground. These are actually quite good.
open season on Blue Moon.
I personally enjoy Fall Out Boy, even though they remind me of some of the D-bags I knew from middle school. They have a special place in my heart. Fair enough. I listen to this on the radio and not complain. Yeah, that's kind of what this feels like. It's like, that new Fall Out Boy song, and then it plays, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like Fall Out Boy. I should totally react to Half Alive. I totally should not. I've pretty much heard everything from them, and none of it really stands out. So, there's my entire Half Alive review. Is they are basically, they sound half alive. Like, if alive means creative and unique, they are half of that. Rumor sounds like arena rock music. Yeah, it does sound like one giant cliche. In fact, I think that this just straight up sounds like it's trying to replay a certain style. They might say they're not playing for nostalgia. Maybe not for them, but this sounds like something I've heard before 100 times over. Like my brain's constantly firing off where I've heard this kind of shit before. I still think the tune's fine. I actually kind of like it, but yeah, it's definitely not doing anything all that interesting. Brad, why are you looking at the lyrics? If they wanted you to hear the lyrics, Patrick Stump would have actually pronounced his words. You know, I'm actually going to answer this seriously. This is actually like a reactor's cheat code, especially someone like me with severe ADHD. It's less so like a follow along and read the lyrics like a book, and it's more like if I am struggling to follow along and I want to get a more deep experience without having to re-listen to it immediately, I'm able to sort of look through and see what it's about and kind of understand the vibe a little bit better. But it also does help the deaf listeners. So people who are unable to listen to music, who are deaf, can still watch the videos. It's true. Called branding. It's genius. Dynamic Editor asks, Brad, hearing that you're so skeptical of Fall Out Boy, what do you want to see in their projects? What albums have you heard of theirs that best fulfill what you're looking for? Again, I enjoyed Infinity on High because it was odd, it was creative, but it also had that solid production that you hear on an album like this. With Infinity on High, till the very end, I felt like I didn't know what I was going to get next, and it was constantly rewarding me for sticking around. And I feel like that's just what's missing from here. Is it's like, sure, it follows a strong theme throughout, but there's just nothing really all that fun about following along with the music on this album. So I think that would be a place where they can improve, taking what they're doing right here with making songs actually sound fun and listenable, and trying to integrate that new approach with like what they failed to do on something like Mania or Saving Rock and Roll. Heartbreak feels so good as a fun song that I don't really care too much about beyond that. It does some pretty cool stuff, but also is just kind of cliche and not really something I see myself returning to. It's a light smiley ball, though. Not bad. That's right. Deaf Brad watchers, rise up. So now we have the first non-single song, and as you can see, it has the lyrics here, but they're not synced up yet, which makes my job even harder. This song is called Hold Me Like a Grudge. Yeah, that sounds like a Fall Out Boy song title for sure. Another one bites the dust. Hell yeah, kill, thank you. Hey Brad, I think it's time to private session. You're right. Thanks for reminding me. Last thing I need is people to think I actually like Fall Out Boy, okay? Trust me, I've already gone through enough shit in the last few months. That's the last thing I need on my plate. You know, people already think I'm a bad critic. You know, if I start listening to Fall Out Boy unironically, it's only going to help their case. I mean, Hold Me Like a Grudge is like, okay. You know, it's like one of those things you say is like a one-off. That's kind of funny. Then he wrote an entire song about it. I'm like, okay. I mean, I kind of get the idea here. He's talking about also getting older and he's reflecting on his age and how things are kind of affecting him and whatnot. And that's kind of more what it's about. He's saying like part-time soulmate, full-time problem. Yeah, so hold me like a grudge. Yeah, it's rather like an actual physical partner. It seems like a more like an actual idea.
I guess somehow we made it back.
People are comparing this to Muse and Maroon 5. Wait, that actually is really funny. No, I actually agree with Legacy on that one. That is kind of strange. Like, I hear neither of those artists. Maybe just because, like, Pete Wentz... Is that the guy who's singing? I don't fucking know. Patrick, what's his face? One of those guys. Whoever the hell is singing here. He's got, like, a higher register, so all of a sudden it's Maroon 5. I mean, someone said a Paramore comparison. I actually think that that's a more accurate comparison, if anything. But Patrick Stump, that's who. Okay, yeah. I mean, the only thing here that's like Muse is that it's completely unoriginal, posing as something that is original. But that's about it. I mean, literally every song is the exact same formula, like straight up, like down to a T. Reminds me of Paralyzer by Finger 11. You guys remember Paralyzer? That song was everywhere on the radio when I was growing up. It's I seem to be paralyzed, to be stuck by you. I wanna make it through, be on my way to you. I used to like that song until I actually figured out it's a song about a girl. And it's actually really cringe and incel-y, which is not a word I say a lot, trust me, it's not. So it's probably not a fair assessment, but still, hey. Hold Me Like a Grudge, I also don't really have many problems with. I don't really love the song, but it's still a light smiley ball for me. It's something I moved along with. I think the formula of this song works as it's catchy. I mean, it does sound very familiar, which I don't know if they're just banking on that or they just genuinely think that this is the way to take their sound, but either way, again, it works enough. So I'm like, okay. Is the in your user, is Brad meant to be bad or broad? You know, no one's ever mentioned the word broad. Everyone thinks it's supposed to be bad or rad taste in music. It was always meant to be bad taste in music. Because it's supposed to be a blanket so that I don't actually have to take any criticism and I could always just say, well, it's a Brad taste in music. It's supposed to be Brad. That was, I came up with the name when I had like 10 subscribers, you know? I was really looking into the future with that one. Next song, Fake Out. Named after the greatest Pokemon move of all time. I should have named my channel The Needle Drop. Okay, yeah, see, it's like four or five songs into this thing. The cliches and the very formulaic way of approaching songs is coming through in an extremely obvious way, and I'm starting to actually find myself to be underwhelmed with the lack of creativity in that department, as I just feel like I'm already know exactly what I'm going to get as soon as the song starts, and I'm just sort of like, okay, so we're going to basically be getting this exact thing for the next half of this album, pretty much is the way I think about it. Album cover is adorable. Album cover is forgettable. I mean, it is one of the least interesting album covers I've seen in a while. And just, I hate the colors, I hate the look of it, I think that the dog picture in the middle looks like ass. We have Fetch the Bolt Cutters at home? Wait, hold on, you're right. Bro. Exact same album cover. No difference whatsoever. Everything about this is the exact same.
I'm not sad anymore, so make no plans, no can be broken.
I actually don't mind the lyrics on this one. I think it's the one thing that I actually am still engaged with. At least this, I feel like I'm interested enough in the stories to where everything sounding like a cliche doesn't completely immediately ruin everything, because there is still something to grip onto. You guys ready for the cliche bridge? Not okay. Reminds me of that one song from the new Youngblood album, but done better. I think I know which one you're talking about, actually. I think Fake Out is really uninteresting and starting to show cracks in this album. As, you know, at first a couple of songs that are very cliche pop songs I don't really care too much about, but as soon as it becomes an extremely obvious formula, I start to wonder how much of this album I'm actually going to be able to sit through without just wanting to switch to something else. The writing on the song's okay, but I think everything else about it is just very mediocre. The Shrug. Again, not necessarily terrible, just not really all that interesting. Why did they even make this album? Because and also love of music. And also because they're very highly anticipated to make a new album. But also, money. Patrick Stump could say the N-word and no one would ever know. They would know, they just wouldn't care. Just like this clip.
Double up, nigga, what you need? We got weed on the grill. You know what's the first of the month, my nigga, we chills for real.
Nobody batted an eye. No one cared. Yeah, that's real. I didn't even look this up. This one day just showed up in my recommended because this kind of shit people just click on, you know? So, me singing in the shower. Who was that? It's Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco. Dude, Brendan Urie literally was like, wait, can I really sit in one of my... Literally. Next song, Heaven, Iowa. Wow.
6 a.m. holding dry on the floor. I feel so a star is born.
Yeah, lyrics are dramatic, but I think that it keeps it interesting. In fact, I'd actually be more concerned if the lyrics weren't as, like, over the top, especially with how dull a lot of the sounds of this album have been, just in terms of, like, creativity. They've sounded all right, but just, like, I don't know. It's the one thing I think making these songs, at least if they are being cliche, a little... It's so cliche that they become entertaining. So, especially like, we had screwed a bottle of wine and I unspooled on the floor. I feel so a star is born. Kiss my cheek. It's like, yeah, it complements this very on the nose style of songwriting anyway. Or yeah, like songwriting in terms of the sound of it. Yeah, I saw there's a new Theory of a Dead Man album. I was thinking about listening to it. I don't know if I like the mix of this one. Stop hurting yourself hearing bad music. Please react to Lana Del Rey instead. You really think Lana Del Rey is that much better? I know. Boo! Boo! Bradley! Boo! Lana Del Rey's the greatest voice of our generation. Bro, that shit put me to sleep. I'm sorry, but like that shit gon' make me go... Nah, bro, this song makes me want to go to sleep. I'm not saying that this one doesn't. I'm just saying that Lana... You saying stop listening to this, go listen to Lana Del Rey ain't gonna help my insomnia. You know what I'm saying? Wait. What did I just say? Listening to that is not gonna help my insomnia. That doesn't make any sense, does it? I don't know. I think I have it backwards. It's not gonna help me stay awake. It's not going to help my narcolepsy. There we go. It's not going to help my narcolepsy vocabulary arc. I caught it at least. Am I the only one to... I'll be the only one here to chat and say that I actually quite like Save Rock and Roll. My personal favorite Fall Out Boy song, Just One Yesterday. Oh, with your favorite, Just One Yesterday. That song is a total mixed bag. I mean, it is definition of a mixed bag. Like, really, there are songs in there that I think are, like, absolute dog shit, worst crap ever, and then some that are actually kind of bops. New Swans album's gonna have a song that's 40 minutes. Dude, I'm so excited. Wait, it's Michael Gira making out with Patrick Stump for 40 minutes? Oh. Dude, dude, that's got me hyped. I mean, I'm gonna be reacting to the new Swans album. That's like literally, what is it? It's like Lego She repellent. Like, that is the most pretentious, long, drawn-out shit, and Lego She's like, nope! Anyways, this, if you're into this kind of stadium rock, this is actually a fine song. I personally find this to be kind of cheesy, but it's easy on the ears. It's cheesy, but easy. It's a strong stroke. It's one of those that, again, I feel like has a lot of stuff on here that is easily written off as tacky and whatnot, and I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that it's listenable. And it pulls you into the tackiness in some regard, so I don't hate it. So Good right now. This one actually doesn't have any lyrics that I can read, I guess. Real Brad Army supporters will keep the stream open in the background even if they're listening to something else. Keep the view count up. Hoo-ha by Bradcoin. You goddamn right. We're trying to outvalue Elon Musk now with Bradcoin. It just doubled in value from 1 penny to 2. How about that new Grandson? Wait, is there actually new Grandson? Yeah, there is. There's a new Grandson album on the way. A new song was released for it? Yeah, today. Look at that. Called Drones. Under Fueled by Ramen. Oh God. Oh boy. Oh God, the snap clap crap. Oh, not this let's build a fucking house together garbage.
In my mind, yeah, and we'll drive until the engine just gives out.
Beyonce ripoff? How the fuck do you listen to this and the first thing you think is Beyonce? Bro, what? Why? Because the Motown, that's what this style is. I mean, it's one of those songs I feel like it's again, I mean, this is just ooh to me, but it's also not the worst done in this style, so it's just sort of kind of up in the hood right now. Stop everything. Hold on. Yo, look at this Scaring the Hose merch. Hold on, look at this. It's a USB drive that's also a gun. As merch for the album. Dude. Do you... Bro, you see this shit right now? Yo, what? Yo, this merch is great. Yo, look at this. Wait, that's the vinyl cover? Wait. Oh, man. Dude, that's beautiful. Wait, yo, look at this. Look at this. Bro, it's Rate Your Music page for the album. On a t-shirt. Look at the back. There's something I don't like about 30-year-old man talking about scaring hoes. Wow. That's the back of the shirt. You know what's funny is this song isn't actually any more generic than the other ones. It's just a style that I feel like is a lot easier to screw up and comes off as a lot more tacky than the other ones. I personally don't like the song. I think it's a shrug. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But I also don't think that's like a significant decrease in quality. I just think it's one that's like, again, a style that's just, it's just that. It's a style. You know, if you fuck with it, you like it, then this is probably going to be one of your favorites. The Pink Seashell featuring Ethan Hawke. I don't know who that is. I probably should look it up, but I'm too lazy.
Parents got divorced when I was 5 years old.
Get off the stage! Boo!
And he gives me this big pink seashell. The answers are all inside of it. And I'm all, what? But then I realized that the shell's empty.
Got fucking trolled.
So I take pleasure.
That was one of the interludes of all time. Next song, I Am My Own Muse. Yo, Muse reference? Hold on, wait. Yo, wait, actually? Yo, doesn't it look amazing?
It's so fire.
It's so good. It's so funny. I'm buying like all of it, dude. All the merch.
This shirt is so
That's so funny. There's two of them too. Yeah, it doesn't sound remotely finished. Dude, that's so good. I think that's big enough for you. Should I get you an extra large?
Oh, fuck you,
yeah?
asshole.
The poster is really cool too. It's only $10. Yeah, I'll get the poster. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm doing some shopping. Wait. Yeah, getting the gun. It's a flash drive. Look at this.
Buddy, $20. Okay.
Look at this. Wait, look at this
funny.
vinyl. I want to get the vinyl. I'm going to get the vinyl. Sorry, you fucked up. This product's out of stock. Damn, man.
Sorry, you fucked up. That's so funny. For real,
We're filling up the cart. Yeah, good show. All right, you guys. I got to make an order real quick.
Bruh, complainers in the chat. Aren't you supposed to be reacting to an album?
Aren't you supposed to be reacting? Everyone's better start donating.
Aren't you supposed to be reacting to an album?
To help Brad's merch addiction. Merch addiction? I own literally zero merch, by the way.
Oh.
Wait. Shipping address.
Not that. It's not correct.
Wait. Yeah, that is wrong. Wait. How do I fix that? Brad, please leave this in the video. It's so funny. Please. It's not even that funny. I'd review your Google account settings. Uh-oh. Someone just logged into my account.
You did.
Pause the music.
I Am My Own Muse. Here we go.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker! Talking all that bullshit!
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
That's so good. Did I call Tina the B word? Yes, I do that jokingly. However, that's leaked into my actual videos, and I ended up calling Jax a bitch, but like in the same sort of casual way of where I just throw the word bitch. And apparently that was really bad, and that was the worst thing I did. And I didn't even realize it. I didn't even think about it because I did it so like I just do it so casually. I just say the word bitch. Yeah. Rat misogyny arc? No, that was actually so bad. Like, that was so bad. I watched that video again with, like, the context that I made her cry, and I was like, oh, shit.
All the things we dreamed about.
I mean, yeah, this is, like, a super large presentation, but again, it's kind of predictable. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm still vibing along with it, but it's not really blowing me away and hitting me with that, I feel like, large sound that it's really trying to. It's just sort of... You know, it's giving off the large presentation, but I'm just sort of watching it as a spectator. You You know, even though I don't think that the impact of this song is as strong as they're trying to make it, it's actually still very well executed and it sounds well produced. I actually like this song. I think it's catchy more than anything. So even though I don't think that it's like the most grandiose thing in the world, it's still actually a pretty solid song.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Hey, not bad. Light smiley bowl. Bit of an improvement. I think that there's like still some weird, like, I don't know if the orchestral parts work all the best, but it's overall an enjoyable track, so it's alright. The album's just fully on crack, and considering Fully is my all-time favorite album, I'm glad you're fucking with it. How's this album so far? Very inoffensive and hard to hate. I mean, I definitely see a lot of people here saying like, oh, I'm just not really all that interested, or oh, it's boring, but I don't see a lot of people just like outright offended by it, because I think it's doing a lot right. It's one of those I feel like, again, if you're a Fall Out Boy fan, then you're probably going to find some stuff to enjoy about this, though it is playing it pretty safe. Next song, Flu Game. I'm guessing this is for the fans of Mania right here. I'm really distracted by chat. It's actually the other way around. I'm not distracted enough by the music. Mania re-reaction? Yeah, no. Yeah, I just don't like the sound of the song, even though I like the lyrics about basically leaving something behind, but at the same time, like, everyone is going to eventually forget him. I agree with what Asha is saying. This album is actually very pleasant on the ears, to the point of where I haven't actually given a single song on this album under a 5 out of 10 for that exact reason. It's so easy on the ears. I don't love a whole lot of this, and I still find a lot of it to be cliche and super uninteresting, but there's never a point where I feel like I'm really actively like angry at what I'm listening to. In fact, it's very easy to just fall into it and just vibe. So they did a really good job with that. I feel like it's kind of the opposite problem of Mania. The fuck?
DJ Khaled, we the best! We know.
Should they nuts hang all out, boy? That song was perfectly fine. It's a shook. I like the lyrics. I think it sounds okay. Not my favorite, but not the worst. Very in the middle. Next song, Baby Annihilation. Wow, what a name.
Tears, too many to count. Permanent head cold dreams. Time the mask off. Just had another one on underneath.
That's what the mask is.
Brooksy fever, angel dust. Stuck in a wasteland.
Suck my nuts.
I've been challenged and I always win. I have been through wars and come out with no scars.
Well, that song kind of was annoying. Red headphones. Decent writing, but completely pointless and not. I don't know why the hell it's here. Not really going to affect the final score all too much, as it's just an interlude and easy skip, but also just feels really. Like, I get it. It adds context with the poetry, but I just don't care. The Kintsugi Kid, 10 years.
I'm pretty sure as far as humans go, I know
What is Kintsugi?
Kintsugi is the Japanese art of like when pottery is broken, they glue it back together, and then the cracks get painted with like this gold. So the idea is that you're left with something almost like more beautiful because it was broken and repaired.
Ah, I see. Okay.
It's really pretty. It's like beautiful pottery that's been like cracked.
Okay, well that explains the lyrics and what it's going for. So Tina here to save the day. I'm not super interested in this song, but I think it sounds pretty good, and I like the idea of it. I'm just sort of like. No matter what, I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. Oh, that's what makes it beautiful. Heartbeat to the beat of the drum. Let's make the most of the night, like we're gonna die young. Must be the dog on the cover, but like getting castrated or something. Not a favorite, but also not terrible. What a time to be alive. Alright, let's play a game of what does this remind you of? Because it immediately reminds me of something, but I don't know what. Let's get physical. Physical. Yeah, probably that. You remember on the 21st night of December. We built this city with cock and balls. Uptown girl, you know she's living in an uptown world. Earth, Wind, and Fire. There you go. Lego, she's getting into it. I like seeing that. Good meme. Brad, please take vocal lessons. Is that... Are you insulting my vocals? Or are you complimenting them? I have no idea which part of the line. All I know is once I add the auto-tune on, okay, it's gonna be indistinguishable from the greats. This thing has potential. He has potential. He could replace Brendan Urie and take over for Panic at the Disco. With his range, nothing is impossible. Sounds like the song at the end of Kick-Ass where they're flying off on that dumbass jetpack. I've never seen Kick-Ass. In fact, I never watched Kick-Ass because when I was a kid, all the kids in school watched Kick-Ass, and I was like, wow, why are kids watching a movie called Kick-Ass? Shouldn't you kids be like watching fucking Dragon Tales or something? What the hell are your parents doing letting you watch that shit? That's what I was that kid. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Alive. It was written before COVID.
We're ever looking back.
Every time they mention the apocalypse, they're just talking about the pandemic. They've mentioned the apocalypse a lot in their music. So maybe they were just predicting the pandemic. It's true. It's true. Follow it up with some Logic 1800. Wait, no. No, let's not. 8.6 out of 10 for this, and the first track is now a 9 out of 10. What are you talking about? Anyways, the song is fun. I think it's completely derivative of other tracks, but whatever. They're having a fun little celebration track. Good for them. Strong stroke. I don't hate it. Won't you be my little quarantine? You guys remember that song? So much for Stardust. It's the final song on the album, and it's the title track, and apparently it's the best song. Boom, boom, boom.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!
Oh. Yeah!
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga!
Down, burning myself down.
I got an insane club, even wearing clothes though!
Life is just a game.
Wait, actually life is like a video game reference. Haha! Oh. Yeah. Oh. Here we go!
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire.
My pain isn't cool enough. Pain isn't cool
That's called motherfucking bars!
I just realized, hold on, I know what I need to add to the soundboard. I just thought about it. This is, I gotta write this down. It's gonna be another rap verse, but it's gonna be very specific. Let me find it. You guys will agree. You'll be like, this is a great idea. Here we go. It's this.
We are the grid.
When I was in jail, it's low key. Shout out to supporters that rode me. Look at me and see a God figure. And when I stop vibing, I know that he with me, and I always catch a heart shiver. I know it's demons in that dark liquor.
Yeah, anyways. Brad decided to show us the hardest song and thought we wouldn't notice.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again.
Hey, despite all my antics during this song, I actually think this is an amazing closer and possibly the best song of the album, the most grand and yet at the same time solidly executed. It's a smiley ball for me, a really strong closer, really, I feel like a centerpiece? Or it's not really a centerpiece, but you get what I'm saying. Like this kind of wraps everything up in a really strong way. So yeah, very deserving of being the title track and leaves a strong impression. Solid 6. This album's a solid 6. I actually think that they did a pretty good job with this. In fact, I don't even know if I've given a Fall Out Boy album higher than a 5 up to this point. So this might actually be my favorite project of theirs just due to the fact that it's the most solid. Really. It's not bad. Not bad at all. The Invent Anime stream, is it going to be turned into a video? I'm not sure. Maybe. I can't promise you, but I'm also not completely against it. They give it the same score as ARTV. Yeah, but ARTV was a Fall Out Boy fan, and I never was. So if anything, I think that this is actually a step up. I don't hate it. I mean, the last album they came out with, I thought was just straight ass, like terrible. So yeah, this is a rebound. It's nice. They have a lot of great ideas here. I don't think it's just all rehashing, even though there is a lot of that. I think that they do build off of it and kind of make almost like an album with like a solid theme going on throughout it. Yeah, not bad. Easy 10 for you, Legacy. I had high expectations and easily met them. Yeah, the thing is, I had low expectations and they went over and above. You know, I expected to find nothing that I cared for in this album, but I actually thought pretty much every song stood on its own. For better or for worse, it was just like, it was there. You know, sometimes it's just copying other shit, but it sounds okay. But yeah, that's about all I got. I gotta do stuff for taxes. Oh, God, taxes. I mean, it's good, but a 10, respect your opinion, though. Yeah, but, I mean, you know, it's Legacy, you know what I'm saying? A 10 is basically like, for everyone else, like a 5. Just kidding, I love you, Legacy. I'm kidding. Owl City, didn't I give Infinity on High a 7+? Did I? Maybe I did. I don't know. I think this is a good album, though. Okay, not my favorite, but pretty good. All right, you guys, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to see you later. Peace out, everybody. When I was in jail, I was low-key.
Had her in church, she prayed for me, she my god sister. Yeah, only trusted in people like keep low, making something they sold for repose. Remember when I was broke, going cheap.